The poor guy happily prepared a large 5-carat diamond ring and wanted to go abroad to propose to his girlfriend. But what I never expected was that when I passed through the airport security check, I forgot the carefully prepared ring on the table in a hurry. Baifume followed him and then walked over, looking down and seeing the box on the table. Curiosity drove her to pick up the box, and when she opened it, she was surprised to find that there was a large 5-carat diamond ring inside, which she wore on her finger. The poor guy on the other side suddenly realized that something was wrong, looked for it, and when he was wondering, he turned his head and saw Baifume wearing his ring on his finger. He hurriedly ran over and called for a long time, but the other party ignored him. So he tore off the girl's headphones and said, "This ring is mine, please return it to me." The woman asked, "How do you prove it?" The guy asked, "Do I still need to prove my things?" He was so anxious that he was about to snatch it without saying a word. Seeing that Baifume was so arrogant, the poor guy could only change his strategy and immediately apologize for his actions. The poor guy claimed that he had specially proposed the ring, but he forgot to take it when he put it on the table during the ticket check. Just because he was in front of her, he found that the ring had fallen here after he went over, and he begged Baifume to raise his hand. The poor guy hurriedly said, "Thank you for returning it to me." Baifume angrily pulled out the ring in her hand, and suddenly felt bad. She tried again and found that the ring still couldn't be pulled out. The poor guy's face was incredulous, which made her work harder. This time Baifume tried again with her strength to breastfeed, but it was still in vain. The poor guy decided to give it a try himself, and after getting Baifume's permission, he was eager to take off the ring, but he pulled it hard regardless of it, which couldn't help but make Baifume beat in pain. After this trouble, it also made the security guards next to it vigilant. "Hey, miss, do you have soap here?" "I'm sorry, no." The poor guy used all his strength and finally pulled out the ring. Watching the ring return to his hand, this made the poor guy feel good, and he instantly stopped lowering 3 or 4 times, and became angry. Remember, don't touch other people's things in the future. Seeing that the poor guy turned out to be a white-eyed wolf, this couldn't help but make Baifume's teeth itch, and suddenly an evil thought instantly came to his heart. "Honey, you see I can't get out this time. You must take care of yourself when you are alone abroad. I don't want the ring anymore. You are a neurotic, what do you say?" At this time, Uncle had also verified their identities, and then arrested them. "What are you doing?" "I don't know her. I don't know her. I still have to go abroad. I have something to do." I really don't know her." It turned out that just half an hour ago, Uncle had received an alarm, and it turned out that Baifume's father gave $50,000 when he said goodbye to his daughter in order not to let his daughter go abroad. Secretly put it in her daughter's bag, intending to arrest Yumimi by calling the police to prevent her from going abroad. Fortunately, Uncle had decided to let him go after deducting his passport and educating him. Yumimi was very happy to achieve her goal. The poor guy who suffered an unwarranted disaster cried because he missed the plane. "I said I didn't know him, but you don't believe it, so you have to press me here. I'm not human, don't touch me." "I said you don't believe it, you listen to a mentally ill person." The police asked, "Do you still want to leave?" I want to go. Goodbye, police brother." Thank you, government. The poor guy who was delayed in a lifelong event could only vent his anger on the wall. Although the girl has been apologizing after being chased out, the angry poor guy does not intend to forgive her. Yumimi felt that she had apologized, thinking that the poor guy's actions were to be careful. There is no masculinity at all. The poor guy couldn't bear it anymore and was so angry that he almost went crazy. Before leaving, the guy also threatened Yumimi, "I warn you, don't let me see you again. I want to see you again. You disappear from me while I'm not crazy." However, how did he know that the nightmare Yumimi had created for him had just begun at this moment? When the guy came home at night, he saw a pair of women's shoes on the shoe rack. He thought it was a friend who brought his girlfriend back, so he went back to his room without disturbing. But as soon as he entered the room with his front foot, the girl walked out of the door with her back foot, and the two missed it perfectly. Early the next morning, the guy went to the airport to pick up his girlfriend. He waited left and right but didn't wait, and his girlfriend didn't answer the phone or reply to the message. He guessed that his girlfriend might want to surprise him, so he went home early. So the guy rushed home with excitement. On the other side, the girl got up and brushed her teeth. Unexpectedly, I saw a photo of the guy on the table. "This is mine. Work hard. Horse, immediately." He immediately understood that this was a narrow road for enemies. Then he called a friend to pick him up. But when I arrived at the parking lot, I found that the mobile phone was left in the apartment. When she came back and picked up her phone and was about to leave, she unexpectedly bumped into a guy who was opening the door. The girl was so frightened that she immediately hid in the bathroom and sent a message asking her friends to come to the rescue. When my friend returned home and saw the guy knocking on the bathroom door frantically, she quickly stepped forward to stop it. Said that it was his cousin inside. But the guy didn't believe it at all. "You two designed it, right?" "Yang Yang, no, it's really my cousin." At this time, the girl sent a message to tell her friend that she was mute, so that she might be able to get by. "Jinli, let me tell you honestly, my cousin is a mute." But they still underestimated the guy's tendon, and people didn't believe it at all. "I'm still deaf. Still mute. You two don't play with me." Even if his friends pulled him hard, he refused to leave. In desperation, friends can only take tough measures. Just as the two were pulling, the bathroom door opened. The guy was so frightened that he flashed to the side, and what came out was a girl wearing a mask. When the guy saw that he had really made a mistake, he quickly bowed and apologized. However, the next second, the girl's mask fell off. Seeing that the situation was about to get out of control, his friend hurriedly rounded up the scene, saying that if his cousin really framed him, he would definitely get justice. Then he pulled the girl into the bathroom, and there was a crackling and clattering sound from inside. "I asked my cousin. She said she had never been to the airport." "Are you sure it's her?" The guy saw that the girl was beaten so badly, and he began to wonder if he really recognized the wrong person. The friend felt that he needed to add another fire, so he dragged the girl into the bathroom again. In order to act more realistically, the girl also used tap water to disguise tears on her face. "Army, is he wearing this outfit?" "It seems that there is none, no." "Don't tell me that it seems to be, is there any?" "I didn't wear this dress yesterday." "Okay, wait a little longer." "Ah, forget it, don't hit, wait a minute, maybe I remember wrong." In order to prove that the girl was mute, the guy found a mute teacher to test her. After the test, I realized that the girl can really speak mutely. The girl saw that the guy was completely convinced, so she pretended to be aggrieved and cried. The young man suddenly felt extremely guilty. If it weren't for himself, he wouldn't have been beaten badly. At this time, friends also began to fan the flames, saying that the girl had a very bumpy experience since she was a child, although she was born disabled, but she was disabled and strong, describing the girl as a positive one, a peerless girl with upward and positive energy. In this way, they managed to deceive the poor fellow with a wonderful performance. "Look how pitiful this is, ah ha ha ha, ah." The guy is very depressed now, and he has been going to the airport to pick up his girlfriend for 3 or 4 days in a row, but he has not received his girlfriend every time. The time to come back was pushed back day by day, and now I don't even answer the phone. "Don't answer the phone, don't reply to text messages, what's wrong with you? You gave me a letter." When the guy got home, he saw the girl greeting him, so he immediately walked over and asked the girl to help analyze it. "What do you think is going on? What's going on?" The girl, who pretended to be dumb, then wrote, "Changed her mind," on the tablet. The guy didn't quite believe it. He also analyzed it very seriously. "He kept calling me 2 days ago, saying that he missed me, and he kept saying that he missed me, and his tone sounded very sincere. Sick, in the hospital. She has no relatives abroad, so if she gets sick, she will definitely call me endlessly with her personality." The girl wrote, "Unconscious again." Now the guy couldn't sit still at all. "Can you talk? If you can't speak, don't say it. Let you write it again." As a rich second-generation girl, she gave up the opportunity to study abroad without telling her parents. Dad was very angry when he learned the truth, and even did not hesitate to use the manpower of the whole company. It is required to arrest Baifume back. On this day, Baifume was leisurely shopping when she met her father's left protector Fatman around the corner. She was about to turn around and try to escape, but she was blocked by the right protector Thinman. Baifume could not escape in the end. At this time, Baifume's brain was running at high speed, trying to find a way to escape. But the Fatman saw her bad thoughts. "What are you pondering? Want to run? Don't think about it. If you can escape from me today, I will be like your father, calling you a little ancestor." Baifume heard this, immediately threatened the two of them. "If you don't let me go, I will shout indecent assault." But people didn't eat this set at all, and the two of them instantly treated Baifume to obey. Baifume instantly thought of using her friends to help, so she proposed to go to the bathroom. "I'm going to the bathroom." "Okay, we'll go with you." The two were afraid that Baifume would take the opportunity to escape, so they followed him step by step. At this time, Baifume was also extremely anxious, but the figure of the sworn enemy boy appeared in his mind. Immediately sent a distress message to the guy. The guy who received the news did not hesitate to come to the mall where Baifume was, and according to her guidance, he found the bathroom where the two were squatting. Seeing the poor guy's Baifume, he finally felt at ease. But Baifume, who was suffering from pretending to be mute, could not show the real situation she was facing, so she could only use the beauty trick to smash the young man against the wall. In the face of Baifume's enthusiasm and initiative, the guy was so nervous that he was sweating. "Hey, you asked me to come here to do this. Are you sure you're here?" Just when he was full of anticipation, the girl told him in a dumb voice that she just wanted to exchange clothes with him. and then used a trick to steal a beam and a pillar to escape. The young man was a little disappointed after hearing this. However, when the two packed up their things and were about to open the door, an accident occurred in the women's toilet next door. Stinky hooligan. I'm sorry. So adult, there is no distinction between men and women. Do you think I like to see you? It turned out that the fat and thin duo who were worried about the situation ran to the women's bathroom to look for people everywhere. Unexpectedly, he was kicked out by the woman inside. The two hurriedly checked the men's toilet to prevent Baifume from playing around. When knocking on the third door, a man's voice came from inside. Mom, director. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. The two of them were just about to leave. The cautious fat man still decided to squat down and take a look. When only a pair of legs came into view, the two people left disappointed. And the actions of these two people were also expected by Baifume. She perfectly predicted that the two would have such a thing, so he kept letting the guy hold himself, and finally managed to avoid the arrest of the two. Baifume breathed a sigh of relief, but the guy was so tired that he couldn't even speak. When she came back to her senses and saw that she was hugged by the guy, Baifume wanted to get angry at this time, but I don't know where this anger comes from. And the poor guy ate tofu with a smirk. Afterwards, the guy also wondered why Baifume was being chased, but he couldn't understand Baifume's gestures. In this way, the two of them talked and gestured. The guy actually thought that she couldn't borrow money from someone else and was collected by others. Why do you want to borrow usury? You want money, brother borrows you. What are you borrowing money for? Then Baifume gestured blindly again. Is it a cure? You can cure this disease. You're not born dumb, aren't you? Baifume wanted to say no, so she made a sleeping gesture again, pointed to her throat, made a coughing expression, and touched her head again. Is there a disease in the brain? Encephalitis. As soon as these words came out, as a result, Baifume was completely broken. Fume was almost opened by the guy's brain and suffered internal injuries. What made her even more angry was that Baifume, who came back at night, saw a photo of the young man stabbing her with a big sword in his hand. You look a lot like that Airport 38, so I just took your photo instead of that Airport 38. It's okay, you also pricked twice. Then he took down the photo on the wall. Looking at the photo of being devastated by the young man, Baifume gritted her teeth in anger. Directly tore the photo to pieces. Unexpectedly, this move caused a strong protest from the young men. Photos are very expensive now, do you know? Fortunately, I printed a few more. The guy took out another photo and nailed it hard. On this day, the kind guy is helping the girl prepare meals with her friends, and at the same time do not forget to tell the girl not only to eat meat, but also to eat more vegetables. This move made the girl very happy. After the young man finished speaking, he didn't care about eating, so he hurriedly went to get the medicine for the girl. It turned out that in order to help the girl cure her muteness, it was now time to pick up the medicine as promised with the doctor. The young man just left the house on his front foot. Can you talk now? The girl breathed a sigh of relief. Suffocate me. Soon the guy took back the cooked Chinese medicine. The pungent smell made a group of people complain. What is this? Why is it so bad? The guy said that a serious illness like a girl needs to be treated with strong medicine, otherwise it will be ineffective. As he spoke, he was about to pour a bowl for the girl. I'll pour you some hot medicine now and drink it while it's hot. The girl who was pretending to be mute panicked instantly, so she hurriedly asked her friend for help. Hurry up and help me, I'm most afraid of drinking medicine. But the two of them seemed to be gloating. The girl was about to run away in a fit of anger. Unexpectedly, he was stopped by the guy. Hey, don't go, why are you going? The most important thing is to drink medicine now, come and sit down. I saw the girl's face full of reluctance. At this time, the two friends came with another wave of divine assistance. Cousin, I know you don't want to drink medicine, but you look at the manager. He is more serious than his uncle and aunt, you can't live up to him, drink it while it's hot. Yes, you see, Brother Jinli is so good to you, you have worked hard to get this medicine, you see that you have to drink the medicine too, right? With the concerted help of her friends, the girl finally finished drinking the medicine, and her friends applauded her. The girl wanted to swallow the medicine, but the medicine was too bad. She quickly ran to the bathroom, but was stopped by the guy again. The young man advised her to take good medicine. It's good to endure it for a while, and even thoughtfully prepared white rabbit milk candy. The girl was very helpless, but she didn't know that her friend was gloating. This is called a dumb person eating cactus, and I can't say anything bitter. The next day, the guy wanted to cook medicine for him again, but the girl was so excited that she said bald lips. I don't drink. The girl instantly regretted it. She knew that because of this sentence, she was likely to expose her identity at the airport in advance, and the guy would definitely beat her mercilessly at that time. Unexpectedly, the young man was not only not angry, but looked ecstatic. You spoke, did you know? The young man thought that the medicine he got was effective, and he was so excited that he was going to give the girl hot medicine, and said that he would increase the dose. This frightened the girl, and she quickly ran away in despair. Afterwards, the guy confided in the girl and said a lot of ramblings. The girl listened very annoyingly, but as a mute, she could only endure it silently. Then the guy also realized this problem, so he asked the girl, "Aren't you annoyed when I tell you this?" The girl was stunned for a moment, then shook her head against her will. "But I find it good to chat with you. You never interject." The next day, the girl was sanctioned because of her financial resources, so she took the initiative to contact her father. "Lend me the company for 3 months. How to borrow? Even if the company belongs to me, you don't have to worry about it. In such a big company, there are dozens of people. Oh, borrow you to play for 3 months. Seeing that her father did not agree, the girl planned to hang up the phone. Seeing this, my father immediately agreed, so he agreed on a place to meet and talk in detail. My father called all the male colleagues in the company together just to catch his precious daughter back. "Okay, I will definitely escort her back today. Put down the work at hand, except for the women, the men will follow me." "Okay." More than a dozen cars arrived at the designated place, and Baifume had already waited for a long time. His father's mobilization was all expected by Baifume. "Sure enough, it's my dad, he likes to play big." When everyone came to the agreed building, they found that the elevator was broken. My father thought it was a matter of luck, but he didn't know that this was designed by Baifume a long time ago, with the purpose of exhausting everyone. However, how can this stump a ruthless father? After he arranged for people to guard the entrances and exits, he waved his hand and led everyone to start climbing the stairs. "Hurry up." However, when everyone finally climbed up to the rooftop of the 18th floor, they found that it was empty. My father hurriedly called Baifume, but Baifume was waving to them on the roof of the opposite building. "I'm here." The old man was so angry that he knew that he was being played by his daughter again. Just notified his subordinates to go downstairs to the opposite floor to arrest him, but Baifume said a word. "Let them stay where they are. None of you move. If anyone moves, I will leave immediately." Don't move, little ant. Have I convinced you?" Seeing that his father was completely convinced, Baifume once again put forward his own conditions. "I want to borrow your company. I am a full supervisor, not a business manager in your company." As a result, the father thought about it for a moment and was rejected. "I have thought about it now, no way." This completely angered Baifume. "Do you say it again?" "It's no way to say it 100 times, it's no way." No door. Hung up the phone, turned around and left. In a hurry, my father hurriedly asked someone to go downstairs to block it. "Oh, Director Chow, why did you come up? Hurry up and go downstairs, don't add to the chaos, there's something wrong." However, Baifume, who had a chance to win, never imagined that the elevator door would open and crash into the fat man's arms. "Brotherly, why are you here?" "Arrest you, what can you do?" "Mistaken, I have already told my dad that he asked me to go." In the face of Baifume's rhetoric, the fat man who was deceived would easily comply, and immediately called the boss. This made the old man very happy, and he immediately decided to give the fat man a double salary. However, when everyone came to the elevator entrance, after the elevator opened, the old man was completely dumbfounded, and there was only the fat man inside. "Where are the people? Something is wrong. What's the situation?" The old man almost didn't have a mouthful of old blood sprayed on the fat man's face. "Where are the people? You can't even look at a little girl. She said I kept grabbing her, and she shouted indecent assault. Didn't I tell you? You can take tough measures when necessary. Then I can't play hooligan either." Waste. It turned out that just now, Baifume, who was arrested, was fearless and listed the fat man's false accounts, false invoices, and private use of public funds in these annual reports. With a handle in his own hands, the fat man was completely pressed to the ground by Baifume and rubbed. In this way, Baifume swaggered out, and happened to see the company's Lao Chow, and she didn't forget to go up to tease him. "Lao Chow, are you tired? Thank you for your hard work." Lao Chow, who was about to faint, shouted weakly, and could only watch Baifume go further and further. The next day, Baifume came to the ATM alone with many bank cards. She didn't want to insert the first card, but the balance was less than 30 yuan, and she was extremely frustrated. So I changed a few more cards and inserted them, but it still showed that there was no money. She had the last card left, folding her hands in prayer. After entering the password, I was looking forward to a miracle, but the balance was less than 70 yuan, and I couldn't even mention it. Just when she was worried about the rest of her life. Unexpectedly, at this time, I saw an acquaintance, who was the scammer who cheated him for $8,000 a few days ago. It turned out that just a few days ago, Baifume, who had a falling out with her father, was accompanied by her friend Zhang Xiaotan and wanted to go to the bank to exchange foreign exchange because she really has no money. Fortunately, her father gave her tens of thousands of dollars before. So I met the bald head at the door of the bank. "What's the price? How many do you have?" Zhang Xiaotan was afraid that he would be deceived, so he pulled him aside. Hey, why don't you change it at the bank? Bai Fumei said that the price on the black market is higher. The price on the black market is much higher than that of banks. Have you ever exchanged money? So he turned back and chatted with the bald head. The green is the US dollar, and the black is the yen. Oh, green, right. After learning that Bai Fumei was going to change green, he immediately decided to take Bai Fumei away. Bai Fumei grabbed the bald head and said that he wanted to negotiate the price first. The bald head, who had been prepared for a long time, said that he was a little karami, and the price was under the control of the foreign exchange boss in the area. Dezhou has heard of it. Ah, of course, Dezhou. Isn't it over after hearing about Dezhou? Just when the bald head was about to leave, Bai Fumei immediately called Zhang Xiaotan. The vigilant bald head refused on the grounds that the wind was tight, saying that he could only take Bai Fumei alone. There is no way Bai Fumei can only do it. Let Zhang Xiaotan go back to the car and wait for her. So she followed the bald head to an alley and met the so-called Dezhou as she wished. The bald head came up and showed Dezhou his intention to come over. Big Zhou was straightforward and wanted to see the money first. When Bai Fumei handed over the money, the bald head immediately made a gesture to Dezhou. Dezhou, who was pretending, smelled it, and then performed the unique skill of listening to sounds and distinguishing numbers, 8,000. This amazed Bai Fumei, and instantly thought that he had met a master. The bald head on the side also pretended to be very surprised. According to today's market price, brother will make up for you, 50,000 yuan. 50,000. That's the exchange rate is only 6 yuan and 2 cents 5. Bai Fumei quit in an instant, thinking that the exchange rate given by the man was too low. After all, she did her homework before coming out. There are 7 yuan. Do you dare to change? That's a set. My brother has been in this area for so many years, you ask my aunt. However, Bai Fumei didn't know that the old lady just now was deaf. I can't hear anything at all. Under the habitual routine of the great Zhou dynasty, Bai Fumei, who had completely let down her defenses, dived in. I'll change. Brother, I believe you. The Tuesday handed over the money bag without saying a word. 50,000, count. Just when Bai Fumei was about to make it clear, Dezhou gave a look, and the bald head, who saw the right time, immediately shouted, Ah, the police are coming. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Bai Fumei hurriedly checked the money in the bag, and when she pulled out a card to confirm that it was correct, she was completely relieved. Bai Fumei thought that Zhang Xiaotan had helped a lot during this time, so she took out a stack of banknotes to reward him, saying that she would pay for all the expenses tonight. Zhang Xiaotan was also very happy. But when he got the money, he found something wrong. You are quite rich, but this money is all a number. At first glance, the money in his hand was all the same number, which made Bai Fumei completely dumbfounded in an instant. However, God opened her eyes. She just came out of the bank and found the scammer ball, so she quietly followed alone. Liar, give me back the money. Hey, don't talk nonsense, who is a liar? Maybe the scammers have been busy with business recently, and they don't remember Bai Fumei as a big customer at all. Bai Fumei argued with them. Last time I took $8,000. What you exchanged for me was all counterfeit money. But the scammer not only did not admit it, but even played the scoundrel. Okay, even if I take you $8,000, my money is in my bag now, do you dare to take it? My money is in my bag. At this time, the whole air was filled with embarrassment. What are you doing? Beauty. The liar never expected that he had been walking in the rivers and lakes for many years, and today he met a liar. Then several people started chasing me, and finally the scammer succeeded in blocking the scammer at a dead end. They have no pity for their peers and are punched and kicked at the liars. Just when the liar was destroying the liar, Bai Fumei saw the opportunity, transformed into a yellow bird that caught cicadas with a mantis, and secretly took the liar's wallet. When the scammers found out, it was too late, so they started another chase with each other. Bai Fumei desperately ran away. Just when she was about to be caught up, she unexpectedly met a young man who shared a house. Bai Fumei hurriedly asked him for help. In order to show his masculine side, the young man immediately protected Bai Fumei behind him. You stop for me. Who are you? What does it have to do with you? At this time, the guy was possessed like a Siberian wolf and confronted the liar. His powerful aura completely prevailed, crushing the liar to the point of trembling. You fight, right? Come on, you hit me. Come and hit me, you try. 10 minutes have passed. The two were still fighting, and neither of them dared to do it first. Unexpectedly, at this time the scammer's accomplice came over. You move again. Come here, come here. The friend complained that the girl must call him first next time she encounters this situation, which means that the poor guy is unreliable. The young man was immediately unhappy after hearing this. You didn't look at your brother's bravery and mighty at that time. So many people came towards me. I'm not afraid. I said, what are you doing? Stop for me. The boss was not convinced, so he had to go up. I was so blocked at that time. One stumbled, and two younger brothers were going to get up, and I took out my heart one by one, and I threw them all there. How did the injury on your face come about? I was so blocked, I blocked it with my face. The poor guy who had just bandaged the wound received a message from his girlfriend. She is back. So he ran happily all the way, but he saw a scene he shouldn't have seen. His girlfriend was holding a man who looked like Lee Dazue. This made the poor guy who claimed to be his boyfriend instantly embarrassed. Lee Sichin, this is my boyfriend Jean Lee. As soon as the poor guy heard his girlfriend's introduction, a smile instantly appeared on his face. The poor guy who was declared sovereign also shook hands with the other party generously, but the next second he was slapped in the face by his girlfriend, Jean Lee. This is my fiancé VC Senior. The poor guy's brain almost didn't short circuit, and he didn't understand what his girlfriend meant at all. What did you say? The girlfriend explained that she and the big-mouthed man met at the airport, and the two could be said to have fallen in love at first sight, and immediately decided to be together. As soon as the words fell, the big-mouthed man actually showed his affection in front of the poor guy, and at this time, the guy's heart was instantly shattered. After saying that, he showed a ladybug ring worth $1 million on his hand. In front of bicycles and luxury cars, my girlfriend chose the latter without hesitation. What about me? However, the two were unwilling to continue to entangle with the poor guy. Then let's go. The big-mouthed man actually sprinkled salt on the poor guy's wound before leaving. Yang, don't go. Seeing that his girlfriend was leaving ruthlessly, the poor guy hurriedly took out a 5-carat engagement ring. Yang, look, I even bought you a wedding ring. Yang, I propose to you now. It means that he can also give what the other party can give. No matter how the poor guy pleaded, his girlfriend never looked back again. Love eventually leaves with reality. In the middle of the night, Baifume, who had just returned home, was almost scared to death by the poor guy. Who? Baifume suddenly realized that she was talking again, and hurriedly covered her mouth. However, the poor guy in extreme grief is in a state of emptiness. Seeing that the poor guy did not react, Baifume slowly approached. He also poked the poor guy with his hand. As a result, the next second, the poor guy hugged Baifume. Sister, Yao, girlfriend dumped me. Baifume was instantly overwhelmed. In order to enlighten the poor guy, Baifume directly brought him to get drunk. As a result, he dragged himself into the pit at once. The drunken poor guy regarded her as his girlfriend, and he was reluctant to let go. Don't leave me. I'm really not Yang. Don't leave me. No matter how hard Baifume tried, he couldn't break free. Fortunately, Zhang Xiaotan arrived in time. The two worked together to get the poor guy home. However, the poor guy did not stop there, and he actually went to the west to learn scriptures alone. Senior brother, master has been captured by a monster, think of a way. Let's figure it out together. Plain drunkenness, right? Damn it. Wake up the next day. The poor guy was completely in a state of fragmentation and asked Baifume if she had changed her clothes. Baifume looked at the young man's face, couldn't help but laugh, and nodded. He picked up his bag and prepared to leave. The poor fellow was so happy to see her. Suspiciously, he reached out to stop her and thanked her. Thank you. Baifume looked at the poor guy in front of her, and knew that she would not be able to bear it if she didn't leave, so she immediately slipped away. You are so happy to change my clothes once. Simple girl. Baifume, who knew that something was wrong, hurriedly left. As a result, a scream came from the house in the next second. Baifume was so frightened that she immediately panicked, and quickly pressed the elevator wildly. Fortunately, the elevator arrived at the critical moment, and Baifume entered the elevator with a smile on her face. The door just closed. The poor guy rushed out with his sword. This girl is so perverted. As long as she is happy, she cooks ancestral dark dishes for her friends. Not only that, but she never turns on the range hood when cooking, saying that she likes to enjoy this kind of fireworks. After a wave of fierce operations, all meals are well prepared. Then it was time for the meal session. Zhang Xiaotan, who was so hungry, immediately moved his chopsticks, but was stopped by his cousin on the side. The poor guy on the opposite side didn't expect Baifume to cook. I underestimate you. It smells pretty good. In order to celebrate the opening of Baifume Company, the poor boy also specially prepared a gift for her, and she didn't take it out after touching it for a long time. It was really deeply hidden in her sleeve, and it was a bracelet engraved with silver. After saying that, he put it on Baifume with his own hands, and Baifume was also very happy. Then he greeted everyone to start eating, but he didn't see the two people on the opposite side moving their chopsticks. Hey, you two eat. We've eaten it, you eat more. The poor guy doesn't talk nonsense, directly turned on the gobbling mode. As soon as the guy finished his first bite, his friend asked him with a smirk if it was delicious. The poor guy was instantly spicy into a big tongue, and the three of them looked at him with expectant eyes. It's a little spicy. Then he quickly took a sip of soup and was shocked. How about the soup? Is it delicious? At this time, the guy was already so salty that he couldn't speak on the spot. So salty. He hurriedly ran to the bathroom, thinking that people wanted money for eating, but he was good, and he was dead to eat. The others were very happy to see this. Baifume smiled from ear to ear. When the poor guy came back, several people started the vegetable picking mode again. At this time, the poor guy finally understood what was going on, and he really had the heart to kill several people. When the guy was cleaning up the room the next day, suddenly he looked up and saw a photo of his ex-girlfriend on the wall, which reminded him of the good memories of the past. He still couldn't let go of his ex-girlfriend, so he came to his ex-girlfriend's residence alone. If nothing else, there will be an accident. It's cold, I'll send you some thick clothes. Under the guise of giving clothes, he prayed for a reunion with his ex-girlfriend. But his ex-girlfriend is a typical gold worshipper, and since she has a fiancé who has power and a lot of money, she resolutely rejected him. The poor guy's sincerity fell all over the ground again. As soon as Baifume returned home in the evening, she was shocked by the scene in front of her. She saw a mess on the ground, with a pile of women's clothes scattered in scattered pieces. The poor guy sat on the steps, drinking alone. Baifume knew that the poor guy was there again. For his ex-girlfriend to drown his sorrows with wine, Baifume instantly felt distressed and angry. So she silently picked up the clothes on the ground, then pushed the poor guy out of the door, pulled the poor guy to the balcony, then put the clothes into the brazier and poured gasoline on them. Then he handed the lighter to the poor guy and motioned for him to burn his clothes with his own hands, completely breaking off the past. The poor guy looked at the lighter and suddenly fell into deep thought. This lighter is still given to me. The poor guy was reluctant to throw it away. The speechless Baifume snatched the lighter, directly threw it into the basin. Baifume danced happily. As the clothes turned to ashes little by little, the young man also shed tears of reluctance. Finally, under Baifume's comfort, the poor guy came out of his sadness. Thank you for thinking of such a boring trick to make me happy when I was so uncomfortable. Both felt warmth in each other's eyes. Thank you for making me happy. I'm much more comfortable now, thank you so much. Unexpectedly, at this time, the guy suddenly remembered something. Haven't you taken the medicine yet? Baifume was so frightened that she retreated with a bitter face. Don't. You just got a little better, you have to insist on taking this medicine. However, the good times between the two did not last long. It turns out that just now, the guy passed by the KTV box and accidentally saw that the girl in the box looked exactly like his mute sister. Without saying a word, he pushed the door in to see what was going on. As expected, the girl in front of her was the mute sister, but the girl was immersed in her singing at this time, not aware of the young man's existence at all. When she finished singing, she suddenly found the guy next to her, and the girl was a little panicked in an instant. At this time, the guy grabbed the girl's arm, and wore the bracelet he gave to his mute sister. At this time, the young man realized that the mute sister he was getting along with day and night was actually the Airport 38 that he hated to the core. It turns out that I was a fool from beginning to end. The guy turned around in disappointment and was about to leave, but the girl chased after him and explained, Jean Lee, listen to my explanation, Jean Lee. But the angry guy couldn't listen at all. Don't call me Jean Lee, you should call me a fool. The girl looked at the young man's distant back and could only silently say sorry. She finished singing and arrived at the door of the house. I found my luggage left in the hallway by the guy. The girl knew that the guy was going to sweep her out, and her originally guilty heart suddenly became a little angry. No humanity, no morality, no taste. You are a tasteless, what a careless thing. The girl complained that the young man didn't know how to pity Xiang Xiyu. You threw a girl's luggage out in the middle of the night, and you clearly wanted me to live on the street. When the guy heard this, he was immediately unhappy, saying that the reason why he did this, I just don't want to be deceived like a fool by girls anymore. At this time, the girl was also unconvinced, thinking that she had neither cheated him of money nor sex, and she had made a small joke, but his brain was flooded and he never realized it. The young man became even more angry when he heard this. He took care of the girl meticulously every day, but what he really exchanged was deception. Okay, I pretend to be dumb and you say I'm lying to you. You don't like to listen to what I say. What do you want me to do? You are really inhumane. You don't come here, don't talk about inhumanity, who has no humanity. Hearing that he had been emphasizing that he had no humanity, the guy thought that the girl owed him so much, and he was so brazen that he was unwilling to continue to entangle her. Simply let the girl go back and forth from where. It's good if I don't settle the score for you, I owe me so much, hurry up and leave. And the girl responded that he herself did not owe him anything. As soon as the guy heard that the girl was going to call for a plate, he said that he would take the girls. The charges were listed one by one. First of all, when the two met for the first time, the girl gave him a round-trip international ticket. Is there such a thing? Gone. Oh, how much is that? I'll compensate you. Cheating on food and drink, and I also tried my best to help him find a doctor to treat his illness. Is there such a thing as helping you see a doctor and buy medicine? Small meaning, I will compensate too. This couldn't help but make the guy almost angry. Seeing that he was so wealthy, the young man directly moved out of love. How can my girlfriend compensate for this? I'll compensate you. You, how do you compensate? Can I be your girlfriend? The girl's words instantly calmed the guy, and she was so embarrassed that she could pick out 3 bedrooms and 1 living room with her toes. The guy who reacted thought that the girl was going to lie to him again. You want to lie to me again? When I was stupid. After the girl who didn't want to pester dropped a sentence of love or not, she went up and took her luggage and turned to leave. However, before she could go far, the kind guy stopped her. Where are you going? I don't know. I don't know if you're still leaving. Didn't you ask me to go? If I let you go, you will leave. Then I won't let you lie to me. Why are you still lying to me? That's because you're stupid. He expressed his willingness to be a fool again and give him another chance. I'll give you one last chance. After saying that, he pulled his luggage and walked to the dormitory. You think about it, you said it yourself. The premise is that you pay me everything you owe me. If you pay it back, it's not that you can't afford it. Since he said that, the relationship between the two has become particularly awkward, and neither of them knows what to do next. The young man thought that he couldn't be embarrassed like this all the time, so in order to relieve the embarrassment, he took the lead in opening the topic. If I remember correctly, you should call Yumi. The girl's answer immediately made the atmosphere awkward again. Huh? Then the girl brought a bowl of medicine and put it in front of the guy. Medicine. If you don't give me this bowl of medicine today, I will not be finished with you. If you don't drink, you're not a man. This sentence directly pierced the young man's weakness. In order to prove that he was a gentleman, the guy took the Chinese medicine and drank it. At this time, he suddenly thought of something again, so he asked the girl if she drank this bowl of medicine. What she said last night didn't count. The girl hesitated for a moment. Forget it. At this time, the young man was happy in his heart. For the sake of his beloved girl, what is the bad medicine? Then he drank it all in one gulp. The zebra-like poor guy actually has a habit of peeping. He wanted to go to the girl's room to find out while the girl was in the bathroom. As a result, the girl happened to come out of the bathroom in the next second, and the poor guy who didn't realize the danger turned around, instantly embarrassed to find a crack in the ground to get in. The strong desire to survive made the poor guy's brain fly, and he quickly wiped the door frame with his hand and pretended to be doing hygiene. The calm poor guy was already panicked in his heart at this time, for fear that he would accidentally be beaten by the girl. The girl just looked at him straight like this. Fortunately, under his superb acting skills, the poor guy was finally able to successfully escape. And the girl who didn't see the clue also returned to her room. Later, in order to get closer, the poor guy invited the girl to eat Western food. Let's have one for 2 signature steaks. The girl said that this place was a benefit when she was in college, and she had to come every half month, and the steak here was very delicious, costing 168 servings. The poor guy saw that she was covered with famous brands. After eating 168 steaks twice a month, he asked, the conditions in this house must be good, right? Our family is a little bit of money. It's all my mother's fault. I usually pick and search. The girl was about to ask the poor guy what he meant about his ex-girlfriend now. Just as he was thinking, the poor guy heard a very familiar voice and immediately turned his head to look. The guy never expected that it was a big-mouthed man who robbed his girlfriend. Is it the grandson of VC's son? He actually made an appointment with another woman behind his girlfriend's back and was secretly eating Western food. In order to avoid unnecessary embarrassment, the girl thinks it's better to leave first. However, the poor guy changed his attitude and pulled the girl and decided not to leave. Why do I have to leave every time I see him? Uncle hasn't eaten yet, don't go. Looking at the angry poor guy, the girl's eyes rolled, and she immediately decided to help the poor boy avenge an arrow, and left with the poor guy's mobile phone without saying a word. At this time, the big-mouthed man on the other side squinted and grabbed the girl's hand opposite. Only by holding these 5 fingers together tightly can it become a powerful fist. Only by perfectly integrating these 5 aspects can this fist have power. At this time, the girl was hiding in the corner to take pictures, and had sent the photos and address to the poor guy's ex-girlfriend. Sure enough, after a while, his ex-girlfriend rushed over angrily. The 3 of them looked at each other, and the atmosphere suddenly became tense, and a good show was about to be staged. Why are you here? Suddenly a big mouth hit me. This slap is so cool. The 2 people who succeeded in their plan almost didn't set off firecrackers to celebrate. You're fooling around here with other women. I think you misunderstood. Misunderstanding. You and this vixen are at home. I misunderstood. However, the departure of the woman on the opposite side made the poor guy. I thought that the girl did not send the photo to her ex-girlfriend. Otherwise, how could the personality of the ex-girlfriend let the other party go so easily? How could she come here if I didn't send it? Then why didn't Yang Yang take out the photo and confront the woman? Such a profound philosophy of emotion. Where can the poor guy figure it out? The girl said that the reason why her ex-girlfriend did not continue to make trouble shows that she didn't want to break up with the big mouth man at all. The poor guy didn't understand. Then why give him a big mouth when you enter the door? This is a woman standing in front of another woman. It shows that I am the main house. Understand you? Next came the highlight defense moment of the big mouth man. Look at people, they are still not blushing when they are found to be having an affair. We are praying. I remember I said to you, my baptism in America. I joined the church very early. We all pray before eating, and we thank God for giving us food, and it happens that he is too. Unexpectedly, this can be reversed, and the innocent woman actually believed his nonsense. Did I really misunderstand you? What a deceptive ghost. Lee Dazue's mouth. The next day, when the poor guy's ex-girlfriend was washing her hands, a ruby ring worth millions fell off. She hurriedly took it to the jewelry store to repair it, but the boss lighted up. Girl, I'm sorry, your ruby is fake. How is that possible? And the boss also said that every month young girls like her come to identify the jewelry given by her boyfriend, but without exception they are fake. At this time, how can a woman have the face to stay? Then he came to the big mouth man menacingly, and made a big fuss regardless of whether there was anyone or not. The big mouth man pulled her aside. Don't listen to the wind and rain. Why should I use a fake ring as a token of love to deceive you? Why am I causing trouble for myself? What am I trying to do? You don't have to come to this set, surnamed son. I've done an appraisal, it's resin, not a ruby at all. The woman saw that the big mouth man was still disguising herself, and turned around and left. The next day, the girl treated her to dinner. Oh, are you all here? Sister, Lee. By Fume's fleshy name directly stunned the poor guy and his friends. Why are you here? Unexpectedly, she changed her tough style in the past and showed affection to the poor guy. Why do you two look so awkward? That's because we're already together. But it doesn't matter, you will get used to it after watching it for a long time. My cousin and friends were instantly shocked. By Fume's actions are also exactly what the young man dreams of. However, just when the poor guy wanted to say a few words, he was interrupted by Fume. She was afraid that the poor boy would lose too much talk, so she pretended to go to the toilet and kick the guy out. However, as soon as she walked out of the box, Fume immediately let go, pretending to be fine. Hey, why are you going? The toilet is over here. The poor guy in the dark hurry up. Tell the girl that she is going in the wrong direction. Fume, who was worried about the gang, hurriedly asked the poor guy to keep quiet, and then pulled the guy away from the box. Do you really want to hook into the women's toilet? Stinky hooligan. You asked me to accompany you. Do you believe everything I say? Are you a pug? When did you become so obedient? You really reminded me. I really can't believe what you said. Do you dare to believe what I say? Then do you want me to believe it, or do you not believe it? You believe what you should believe, don't believe it if you shouldn't. The poor fellow's mind is full of questions. He didn't know which one Fume was going to do. Fume told him that he didn't have to worry about anything, just play her boyfriend well. The poor guy was immediately unhappy when he heard this, and asked Fume if he had already agreed to be his girlfriend. Didn't you say that the two of us have? Who knew that Fume played a scoundrel? What are we? What? You said that night, which one is that? Fume's words are really unbelievable. The poor guy is angry, but he can't force Fume. He also asked Fume what scale he needed to act. Fume said that it is okay to hold hands and hug your waist, and you can kiss your face if necessary, but at least 3 centimeters away from your lips. You can talk about love, but you can't be too numb. You are not allowed to plan for the future, and you are not allowed to make wishes. When the poor guy heard this, he immediately resolutely opposed. Nowadays, men and women can reach this state in 10 minutes of knowing each other. Who believes you act like this? Then what realm do you want? Teach my mother to sleep. Yes, if you want, I can break the can. Let's go. Fume, who was unwilling to be entangled, said that she was going back to the box. Who would believe it if you just went in like this? Looking at the poor guy who was successful in the villain, Fume, who was forced to be helpless, could only admit it. Be careful with me. Don't worry, people are doing well. Brother, eat more. Okay. When it came to the meal session, the two began to show their affection, and the dog food was scattered all over the table, and the tired and crooked appearance made my cousin and friends have no intention of eating. The guy also fed Fume from time to time, and this wave of dog food almost fed his friend. However, Fume and the two still go their own way. Go to death. The friend who couldn't bear it directly followed suit, and her cousin also began to sprinkle dog food, but her eyes revealed envy and jealousy. In order to act more realistically, Fume also personally wiped the poor guy's mouth. She even looked at her friend while wiping. Hey, you can eat, I feel sorry for you. This is simply a proper hatred. Finally, after a long period of suffering, several people finally finish this dog food meal. Seeing friends and cousins driving away, Baifume and the poor guy's dog food group was also immediately disbanded. The young man with questions asked, "Why did she do this? People are gone, let's be honest, why let me be your boyfriend?" Baifume said that her cousin liked her friend, but at the same time, her cousin suspected that her friend liked her. So in order to give her cousin a powerful reassurance, Baifume deliberately set up a game. Then will you still eat this reassuring pill in the future? Are you addicted to acting? In order to further develop with Baifume, he took the initiative to take Baifume to a high-end restaurant to eat. "What's wrong with you? Bring me here for dinner." As a result, the poor guy said that he should have a good environment for eating, and asked Baifume to hurry up and order food. When Baifume opened the menu, she was instantly stunned. I said your brain is confused, right? This dish is so expensive, you brought me here for dinner." The poor guy said that he was a senior photographer and a frequent visitor to this restaurant, and he didn't care about this little money, so that Baifume didn't have to worry. "You don't pretend to be me. I don't know what price you have. Hurry up and order food, why are you talking about this?" Baifume immediately noticed that something was wrong. He asked the poor guy what was going on, and if he didn't explain it clearly, he wouldn't order food. The poor guy had no choice but to confess, "Today is my birthday, so I want to celebrate with Baifume." Baifume smiled and blamed the poor guy for not telling her in advance. As a result, she didn't even prepare a birthday present. "Your ability to eat with me is my best gift." This sudden confession made Baifume unable to fix it, and hurriedly said that he would take the poor guy to a delicious and inexpensive place, and proposed that he could buy it after dinner. Bottle red wine to drink slowly at home. However, the poor guy felt that it was boring and uninteresting to go home and drink stuffy wine. "If you don't think it's enough, then I'll treat you to a drink after dinner. I promise to let you have a meaningful and unforgettable birthday, and you won't be able to eat it for the rest of your life." Immediately began to fantasize, "Then how are you going to give it to me?" Baifume didn't say a word, pulled up the poor guy and left. The two returned home after the meal and were about to open red wine to celebrate, but they couldn't find the corkscrew for a long time. So Baifume was ready to go downstairs to buy it in the supermarket. Baifume, who found the bottle opener, asked the boss if he had any cake. "The cake is gone, and there are only buns left." Baifume thought to herself that steamed buns are fine, but they are all round anyway. At the same time, the poor guy in the family is also careful. Set up a candlelight dinner for two. At this time, the doorbell rang suddenly, and the poor guy hurriedly tidied up his clothes and went to open the door. However, the person who appeared was so frightened that the poor guy retreated again and again. It turned out to be the ex-girlfriend who had been thinking about it day and night. She actually walked in with a cake and sang a birthday song. "Lily, I wish you a happy birthday. Lily, have you missed me these days?" The poor guy asked her why she didn't accompany the big-mouthed man. "Aren't you with Risenson?" It turned out that the ex-girlfriend knew that the big-mouthed man had lied to her. He decisively broke up with the other party, and then came over to eat the poor guy's return grass. Although the poor guy used to go through fire and water for his ex-girlfriend, at this time he already had Baifume in his heart, so he categorically rejected his ex-girlfriend's reunion. When the ex-girlfriend saw the poor guy's attitude, she immediately pretended to be pitiful. "Lily, don't you want me anymore? Then I'll go back." Then he said that he was pregnant, and he was sure that it was the poor guy. This can make the poor guy stunned. He graduated from the second grade of elementary school. "I can't even count the days." The ex-girlfriend looked at the ignorant poor guy and knew that the time was ripe, so she immediately started playing with it. Sure enough, the poor guy stopped his ex-girlfriend. "Lily, you still love me, right?" Without saying a word, the ex-girlfriend turned around and hugged the poor guy. Coincidentally, this spicy scene was hit by Baifume, who opened the door and came in, and the corkscrew in her hand also fell to the ground and shattered. Looking at the two people in front of her, Baifume's heart was also broken. In order to alleviate the embarrassment of the scene, Baifume hurriedly lied that she was the girlfriend of her roommate. "I just borrowed here for a few days, I will leave in a few days, you continue, when we don't exist. And this, hold it, happy birthday." At this time, the poor guy was instantly messy. No matter how you look at the cake in the distance, the bun in front of you has no temperature. After returning to the room, Baifume could no longer control her emotions, so she took out her mobile phone and dialed her good friend's phone. "Zhang Haitao, you drive over to pick me up." After walking out the door, Baifume cried directly with a helpless face. "Do you really like him?" Baifume shook her head duplicitously. Who would like him? He denied liking the other party, but he was secretly hurt in his heart, and he had no choice but to go home. However, Baifume disappeared the next day. Zhang Xiaotan and his cousin hurriedly came over to find the poor guy to find it together. "Hurry up, I'll go with you." "Let's go." "Suddenly, are you going?" As a result, he was stopped by the scheming woman. it's Mimi who is missing. I'll go find it with Xiao Tan. Seeing that the situation was not right, Zhang Xiaotan and the two could only leave first. The scheming girl directly asked the poor boy what his relationship with Bai Fumei was. Friend. Do friends need you to care so much? Now everyone has moved away. They are still missing. Let's not talk about this yet, okay? Zhang Xiao, his girlfriend is lost. What does it matter to you? Faced with such a spicy woman in front of him, the poor guy once fantasized about spending the rest of his life with her, and at this moment he realized how stupid his persistence was. Since Bai Fumei moved out of the poor guy's house, she has been depressed every day. In order to vent her resentment, she always used her good friend Zhang Xiaotan as a punching bag, but her mood still did not improve after venting. She complained about the love she had just now, but she killed an ex-girlfriend halfway. Bai Fumei was so sad that she hugged her good friend and cried bitterly. And this scene happened to be seen by the poor guy, who was heartbroken, and then turned around silently and left. The poor guy who returned to the car couldn't calm down for a long time, and his mind was full of bits and pieces of his relationship with Bai Fumei. On this day, the poor guy found out about his ex-girlfriend's fake pregnancy, and only then did he know that it was a lie that his ex-girlfriend deliberately told in order to be with him. After thinking about it all night, the poor guy decided to break up with his ex-girlfriend. I don't think you love me either, so let's do it. Let's separate. Seeing that the matter was exposed, it was futile to pretend, and at this time, the foxtail of the ex-girlfriend was finally exposed, saying that it was okay to break up, but there were conditions, and the poor guy was asked to compensate for the loss of youth for many years. How do you say to compensate? Lose money. How much? Then he opened his mouth to pay a breakup fee of 1 million. The poor guy instantly fried the pan when he heard this. Don't take me as your big money, okay? Seeing that the poor guy didn't agree, his ex-girlfriend was going to sell his antique camera. The poor guy snatched the camera. Don't dream. I won't sell them even if I break the bank. Seeing that the poor guy was not in the trap, his ex-girlfriend directly threatened to go to Bai Fumei to ask for money. I heard that their family is quite rich, so they should be able to get this money, right? After saying that, it was like eating a poor guy, and he turned around and was about to leave. Sure enough, the poor guy stopped his ex-girlfriend. You tell me an actual number. In order not to involve Bai Fumei, the guy could only reluctantly agree, but the premise was that the amount of compensation must be within his ability. The ex-girlfriend immediately took out her credit card and gave it to the poor guy. Erase the account on this card, and we will be even. In the evening, the poor guy came to the place where he often dated Bai Fumei alone, and it happened that Bai Fumei also came here to relax. The two met again by chance. Why are you here? It's okay, I'm here to think about something. Bai Fumei saw that the young man had something on his mind, so he asked him why he was frowning. The guy no longer hid it. He said that he saw Bai Fumei hugging Zhang Xiaotan in the boxing gym that day and asked them if they were getting better. Bai Fumei immediately interrupted him. Stop. You haven't figured out your own affairs yet, so you came to ask me about it. You tell me about you first. What's wrong with me? It's just about you and that Yang Yang. The guy explained that he had broken up with his ex-girlfriend, and he couldn't tell what happened on his birthday. He naively thought that his ex-girlfriend was really pregnant, and he told him everything. He asked for money. I said, why are you so stupid? You can even believe this kind of thing. Hey, are you growing muscles in your head? What is the matter between you and Zhang Xiaotan? In the face of the young man's questioning, Bai Fumei once again played a scoundrel. I won't talk about feelings today. And said that he only wanted to drink now. As long as the wine was in place, he would tell him the answer. The guy is going to buy it without saying a word. Said that he must drink beauty for him tonight. But as a result, the two fought all night, and the guy wanted to know what was going on with him and Zhang Xiaotan. Just when the young man looked expectant, with Zhang Xiaotan, unexpectedly, Bai Fumei drank directly and lost consciousness. This can suffocate the guy. What's wrong with you and Zhang Xiaotan? Speak. What's wrong with you too? The answer I want to know is no more playful, and it is not uncomfortable to put anyone aside. The young man looked at Bai Fumei, who was playing with himself in front of him, and immediately remembered that he was painted with a big face. A smirk suddenly appeared on his face. However, when the girl woke up the next day, she found that she was painted as a big-faced cat, and the 4 big characters, I am unemployed, were written on her face. I'm unemployed. Suddenly she was so angry that she was furious. Jean Li, the quirky girl, began to act like a monster again. Her numb name directly made the young man cry softly. What are you doing? Sit down first. The poor guy struggled for a long time, and this was how he fell for her last time, and this time he was obviously wary. He felt that there must be a deception in this, so he waved his hand to show that he couldn't stand it. Then he looked around the room and found that no one else was at home except the girl. Alone at home. The girl nodded. Come on. At this time, the poor guy was already happy in his heart. The body approached the girl uncontrollably. You promised me something. What's the matter? You promise me. You say it first. Then the girl looked at him with squinting big eyes and began to use the beauty trick, saying that she had held an online flight attendant competition. You need to ask a photographer to take photos for publicity. How many people do you have to shoot? Of course it's everyone. The poor guy understood as soon as he heard that he wanted to use him as a free laborer, so he quickly found a reason to shirk it, saying that his studio could not take on such a big business. Don't worry, I'll give you the money. The poor boy asked her with a hippie smile, how much can you give me? Inch by inch, right? If you ask again, I really won't give you money. When the poor guy saw that the girl was angry, he immediately apologized, and immediately promised that it would be completed beautifully. Little did he know that an accident was coming. It turned out that the girl's mother secretly found it. The poor boy asked the girl if she was looking for him if there was anything more business. Didn't you call back saying that you had something to tell me? The girl said that it was business to ask him to be a photographer. What do you think? I thought you were calling me to discuss our marriage. Married? Huh. Yes. There's something wrong with your brain, right? Are you getting married? Who do you want to marry? You. The girl took the pillow and beat the poor guy. She didn't expect the poor guy to be so brazen. The guy was annoyed by the girl's rude behavior. Fight back again. Then he grabbed the girl's feet and tickled them, which made the girl cry and laugh, and begged for mercy again and again. When the two were fighting fiercely, the girl's mother has quietly arrived on the battlefield. When she heard the sound of men and women playing in the room, she was immediately so angry that she said, "Let me go." The poor guy with keen ears heard someone knocking on the door, and immediately got up to open the door. Bitch! Where did you come from? Coincidentally, the girl chased after her, picked up the pillow and smashed it in her mother's face. The girl never expected that her mother would come to the door. The poor guy's eyes rolled in fright. "Hello, auntie." The mother scolded the girl when she entered the door. She asked the girl to go home with her immediately. However, the girl said that she just wanted to stay here and do what she wanted to do, and did not want her family to interfere. The mother and daughter immediately quarreled because of their disagreements. In order to calm them down, the poor guy, "Pour a glass of water for your mother, you drink your saliva first. Go away." Unexpectedly, the hot face was pasted on the cold buttocks, which made the guy extremely embarrassed. "I just want to stay here and do what I want to do." The poor guy gave a thumbs up to the girl's bravery. It's just living with this kind of wild man. The poor guy spat out a sip of tea and almost choked him. Seeing that the mother and daughter were getting more and more noisy, the young man couldn't ignore it, so he bit the bullet and said, "You misunderstood. Who are you? I'm talking about our family. What chaos are you adding? You get out. You get me out." The guy with a gray nose walked out of the house obediently, but he always felt that something was wrong. "This is my home, why should I come out?" The mother, who came home in the evening, told the girl's father about being angry with her daughter. The helpless father could only decide to take action himself. The next morning, he came to find his daughter. "You have to go home with me." The girl immediately said that as long as her father invested money in her website, she could go home obediently. "When my father heard that money could solve it, it was not a big deal. In this way, I will pay you the down payment first, and then we will pay you in installments according to the needs of the website. How about it?" As a result, before the words fell, the girl turned her head and was about to leave. "Aren't you going back?" "I said I wanted to go home, but I didn't say I'd go back now." "Then when will you go home?" "When you make the final payment clear. I will go home with you when." Seeing his daughter competing with him, his father was so angry that he grabbed the girl and wanted to drag her home. Just as the two kept pulling, the poor guy killed him. "What are you doing? Say you, let go. Who are you? Who do you care who I am? Let go quickly, don't blame me for being rude to you. Don't let go, ouch. I want to see how rude you are. Ouch, hey, don't move." At this time, the girl was anxious. This poor guy's eyesight was so bad that he actually beat his future father-in-law. "Oh, this is my dad." The dumbfounded poor guy hurriedly apologized to the future father-in-law, but as soon as his hand was released, the father-in-law instantly became furious. "Damn." The old man took it out of the car. "The stick is going to beat the poor guy." Baifume hurriedly stopped her father. "Dad, he is my boyfriend." As everyone knows, this move is simply adding fuel to the fire. "Is he your boyfriend? Break up with her quickly." "Why?" "For I'll tell you why." Seeing that the old man is reluctant to give up, the poor guy hid directly in the car. The tender cabbage he has grown for decades has been arched by the poor guy in vain, which old man will not be angry. "It's really my boyfriend." "Why is your boyfriend?" "Why?" Just by this, Baifume's actions almost blinded her father's small eyes. At this time, the poor guy was even more stunned on the spot, and what he dreamed of happened. One is cheap and sells well, and the other is so angry that his teeth are about to be crushed. In order to distract the old man, the poor guy squatted down and ran away, fleeing the scene at a speed of 100 meters and 9 seconds. Seeing that he was escaping so quickly, the old man who was out of breath could only stare with anger. In order to prevent her daughter from continuing her relationship with the poor guy, the father-in-law called Bai Fumei's hair back from abroad, and the goal was directly aimed at Bai Fumei's love life. Didn't your dad tell you? What do you have to say quickly? Do you want to make me die in a hurry? Okay, your dad asked me to come back and chase you, it's that simple. At this time, Bai Fumei understood that the reason why her parents sent her to study abroad was that the drunkard's intention was not to drink. At the same time, she also persuaded Fa Xiao to buy a plane ticket and go back. We are good buddies, no drama. I'm telling you, you don't meet my standards at all. It's okay, what I have is time. The poor guy who was cooking at home saw that Bai Fumei was back, and hurriedly greeted her that she could eat. Unexpectedly, Bai Fumei brought him in back, and the poor guy who was just cooking was instantly dumbfounded. The surprised poor guy asked Bai Fumei directly, "Who is this?" "I'm small, Tian Can." However, when Bai Fumei introduced the poor guy, she said that he was her roommate and that the house was shared by the two. Introduced by him, the poor guy's face instantly turned green. In order to find out the true relationship between Bai Fumei and Fa Xiao, the poor guy took advantage of Bai Fumei's change of clothes to get more information from Bai Fumei's hair. "Are you and Mimi small? We don't just have to be small." As soon as these words came out, the poor guy suddenly felt that something was wrong. He has no secrets between the two of us. As soon as the poor guy heard that he was finished, the man in front of him was a rival, and he was undoubtedly confirmed. As he spoke, he was about to eat noodles and be shocked. Fa Xiao kindly reminded him to eat less instant noodles. It's a bit bad for the body, too many calories, too many preservatives, and not environmentally friendly. The poor guy almost didn't choke. Fa Xiao even advised poor guys not to sacrifice their health to save money. Next came the poor guy's pretense, "Save money? Just kidding. Why should I save money? Why should I save money? I've been losing weight recently, and I've been eating those so-called mountain and sea delicacies recently, so I feel one word, tired. So I want to change my mouth and eat something lighter." Just when the poor guy was boasting, Bai Fumei, who came out of the dress, took out a wad of money directly from his bag. In front of the poor guy, he said, "This is half a month's salary advance for you, so you don't have to ask me for money every day." This slap in the face came too quickly. The poor guy who wanted to save face explained that he was joking, and he hurriedly reminded Bai Fumei to put away the money. "It doesn't look good in front of outsiders. I'm not short of money, am I? Hurry up, put it away." "Wow, you're not short of money." Bai Fumei said and put the money on the table back into her bag. Looking at the backs of the two leaving, the poor guy really regretted it. What made him even more uncomfortable was that when he learned that Bai Fumei had taken his hair on a business trip, the poor guy instantly became calm. "It's too insidious, play the parent card with me." As a result, a colleague's words gave him a reassurance. Mimi is alone with him for a day or two at most. "Didn't he come back to live with you? So, you still have the most chances." Well, the analysis makes sense. He was worried that the two of them were alone, so he called Bai Fumei, but the person who answered the phone was actually Fa Xiao. "Mimi drank too much, you can call again tomorrow morning." This made the poor guy anxious. Beast. It's a hooligan, taking advantage of people's danger. Worried that the drunken girl would be bullied, he didn't think about it, so he immediately booked a plane ticket and flew overnight. Rushed to the hotel where the girl was non-stop. The guy asked the front desk for the girl's room number, but the front desk said that the hotel has regulations and the guest's information cannot be disclosed casually. The guy had no other choice, so he could only open a room to live in first, and then say, "You can help me open a standard room." Okay, 1,800 yuan. He put away his ID card again at the speed of light. Unexpectedly, all this was seen by the girl behind him. When the guy was about to go to a cheap hotel, he turned around and bumped into the girl. The young man immediately pretended to meet them by chance, saying that he had taken over a business here. "I'm going to make a blockbuster here tomorrow. Aren't you spying on us? How come? Am I that bored?" When the girl's hair was said this, the guy hurriedly turned around and booked a room to relieve his embarrassment. The standard room that was just too expensive has been booked. Well, now there are only luxury suites left, and the price is 3880. The guy was instantly stunned when he heard the high room rate. In order to save face in front of his rival, the guy could only grit his teeth and swallow it in his stomach. The girl and Fa Xiao looked at him with a swollen face and a fat man just held back and didn't laugh. Both of them almost suffocated their internal injuries. Then several people came to the elevator, and the girl asked the guy again what the real purpose of coming here. The guy lied that he was really here to talk about things. "Isn't it okay to talk about things and make a phone call?" The guy said that he was sincere only when he came to the door in person. However, when it came to sincerity, the girl was worried, saying that he was talking about sincerity alone, and he had to drink. This couldn't help but remind the girl of the drinking party at night, and she suddenly felt a tingling scalp, afraid that she would not be able to cope with it. The male girlfriend asked the girl to put her heart in her stomach, and he could rush to the front to block the wine. Are you trying to kill while drinking? In order to compare his male girlfriends, the guy said that he could go with them to block the wine at night. Can you do it? Just kidding, from the Northeast. Drinking is like drinking water. The guy's wave of 13 is really fine, even the foreigners in the elevator can't stand it, bragging. Sure enough, as foreigners expected, the young man only drank a few cups, and then he hugged the toilet and vomited for an hour and a half. I didn't relax. The girl was also so smoked by the bad smell that she couldn't help but shout, "How can you get him back?" The male girlfriend saw that the guy would vomit endlessly for a while, so she suggested that the guy sleep in this ordinary standard room. Let the girl sleep in a luxury suite for $3,800. Unexpectedly, as soon as he heard $3,800, the guy instantly woke up. $3,008. I will die in the suite of 3008. The next day, several people returned triumphantly. When I got off the plane, the girl's father had already come to pick me up. I have to say that the old man's logistics are still very good. Brother Tion has worked hard. Thank you, Uncle Yu, for picking us up. Thank you, Uncle Yu. After a brief greeting, the guy also rushed to put his luggage on the car, but the old man didn't want to see him at all. When he put his luggage and was about to get into the car, he found that the door couldn't be opened at all. Hey, Dad, and Jean Lee. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, Uncle, isn't this door open? That's embarrassing, there's no place to sit in the car. Watching the car drive away, the young man was left alone blowing the cold wind at the airport, and his heart was full of sadness at this time. Looking at the lonely guy, the girl kept complaining about her excessive father. My father didn't think so, who let the guy almost kill him. This old man was beaten, and he looked down on this poor guy from the bottom of his heart. On this day, the guy bumped into his girlfriend and hugged his rival, and the angry guy waited for his girlfriend to leave and killed him directly, blocking the rival's way. This seems to be Mimi's dad's car, right? He lent me the one and said that our family is welcome. When the young man heard this, he immediately became calm. Family. How did you become a family? Why? The guy didn't care so much, and directly had a showdown with his rival. He said that he would never have a chance at all, and the girl was already living with him. How can she be so casual as an assertive person? This shows that Bai Fumei likes herself very much, and it all says it from the time I was hired as the chief photographer. He said you're cheap. The rival's slap in the face left the guy speechless. Then he patted the guy on the shoulder and told him that emotional matters cannot be forced. After saying that, he got into the car and prepared to leave. I said bitterly for a long time, but it's all for your own good. Don't be unable to bear the torture and blow of love at that time. How bad is it for you to go back to being an American and affect Sino-US relations? The relationship depends on the two of us. It's too hard to talk to the Yankee, and the brain is deprived of oxygen. After that day, the guy didn't want to eat. Every day except thinking about how to defeat the rival, there is nothing else to do. Finally, under the guidance of his colleagues, the guy decided to solve this problem in a man's way. Then he called his rival and wrote a battle letter, and he wanted to use drag racing. Rivals have a life and death duel. In order to win the last dignity, the guy also practiced the speeding game hard. The guy looked confident. Then the war was about to break out. I want to remind you that although I am not professional, I am in the amateur circle of the United States. The level inside is quite high. This is in China. In the blink of an eye, the girl received a call from her rival. Your manager has joined the traffic police team, let him come over and redeem people. The girl was very angry and scolded the guy when they met. You said, why is it drag racing? The rival wanted to tell the truth, but was interrupted by the guy, enhance friendship and learn from each other. The girl asked dubiously, then who won? Each has its own merits, each has its own merits. The young man who failed the demonstration was never reconciled. At the suggestion of his colleagues, he was ready to use a bitter trick to stimulate the girl's concern for him. Hurry up and let your colleagues scrap themselves. However, the two gestured for a long time, and the stick never fell on their hands. The girl on the side really couldn't stand it anymore. If it's a man, get out of the way from me. Seeing that he was almost useless, what are you doing? Who made you smash it? The guy immediately changed his mind, saying that he should not rely on strength, but on acting skills to conquer girls. Under a wave of fierce operations from colleagues, the guy was almost not directly wrapped into rice dumplings. As soon as the guy who felt good about himself heard that the girl was back, he immediately got into the state. The stunned girl hurriedly asked, what's wrong with him? Hey, I'm injured. Huh. Oh. The girl's attitude was completely unexpected by the guy. What attitude? Just oh, and it's over. Just when the two guys were wondering, the girl came over after making a phone call. How to discuss? Actually, it's not a big deal, I fell when I went out. Then you fell quite symmetrically. The girl didn't suspect the guy at all, so he hurriedly said that he couldn't cook after he was injured, and asked the girl to take care of herself. When the girl heard this, she immediately waved her hand, saying that she should take care of the guy, and then asked the guy what he wanted to eat. The guy in the middle hurriedly said, "It doesn't matter what you eat." "This doctor, what do you say to eat some bone supplements? It may be a little cracked." "What bone soup?" "Corn and pork bone soup is fine." However, after hearing this, the girl shook her head again and again, saying that she was a foodie and couldn't do it. The embarrassed guy immediately lowered his requirements. "Otherwise, don't be too troublesome, just do it." "Well, 3 dishes and 1 soup. I can't cook either." The girl's answer left the guy completely speechless. In desperation, the girl can only be allowed to play freely. "Is instant noodles okay?" Okay. Although the standards are a bit low, but the young man's purpose has been achieved, and the young man is still very happy at this time. However, in the face of the love lunch that the girl made for him, the guy was completely speechless and complained, "Oh, it's so inconvenient." The girl on the side couldn't bear it and hurriedly said that she wanted to feed the guy. The tricky guy is ready to have a good time. However, where is the girl who serves people? And this noodle technique makes the guy unable to eat from any angle. Can you pick up the bowl and eat it? If the guy hadn't been injured, the girl at this time would have really poked his heart. With a face full of disgust, he picked up the noodles again. Hot. You won't blow it yourself. How can there be a sick number blowing by yourself? It is the person who takes care of the sick name and then gives the sick number after it is cold. You blow. If you love to eat, don't eat, pull it down. Early the next morning, the poor guy actually walked in space at the door of the toilet. Baifume, who heard the movement, hurriedly walked out. A little anxious. What's the rush? It's that person who has 3 emergencies. Oh, then you go. It's inconvenient. You don't want me to help you, do you? Okay. Baifume refused without thinking. The poor guy miscalculated this time. Baifume, as a lady of everyone, how could she do such a thing? She immediately called her colleague and wanted to ask her colleague to come over and help. However, it took half an hour for my colleague to come over. He said it would take half an hour to arrive. What should I do? Half an hour is fine. You ask him to change my pants. It's disgusting. On this day, Baifume's company was engaged in team building, and the poor guy as the chief photographer naturally had to participate. The scene was very fun. Since the atmosphere is very harmonious, wine is indispensable. I did it. You can do whatever you want. Congratulations. Baifume looked puzzled, and mocked him for drinking less for a broken hand and foot. The poor guy said that it was rare to be so happy, and then he shook the dice with the thin supervisor. Unexpectedly, the poor guy was no match at all, and he was a little on top after a few cups in a row. With the atmosphere and the effect of alcohol, the poor guy also began to get a little carried away. Then he directly took off the plaster, which stunned his colleagues. For the first time, I saw that people with disabilities can also play funny. And the poor guy only cares about high pie, completely forgetting about pretending to be hurt. When he was having fun, he suddenly felt a cold wind blowing behind him. The poor guy turned his head and found Baifume standing behind him, looking at him with death-staring eyes. Your hand. This wine invigorates the blood, and I'm happy. Don't talk nonsense with me, come out for me. In this way, the poor guy was kicked out by the angry Baifume. Listen to my explanation. Ouch. This guy is too good at coming. When he learned that Baifume's grandfather was sick and hospitalized, he immediately ran over to show his hospitality. He gave Baifume a vigil. The quilts and toiletries used moved Baifume so much that I didn't want it. Just as the two of them were talking about each other, they were unexpectedly interrupted by the grandfather who suddenly woke up. Grandpa asked who the guy was, and the guy couldn't wait to introduce himself. Master, I am Mimi's. Before she could say it, she was interrupted by Baifume. He is a nurse in a hospital. When the master heard this, he instantly came to his senses and asked the guy if he would pinch his legs. The guy suddenly didn't know why, and was stunned for a moment. Baifume saw that he was stupid and didn't speak, so he reminded him, what about you, can you pinch your legs? It must be. The guy had Northwest choice but to drive the ducks to the shelves, and then took out his ancestral skills to pinch the legs of the master, and served the master very satisfied. The master saw that his craftsmanship was so good, he asked him how much money he could make in a month. The young man thought about it, and in order to please the master, he finally gave a perfect answer. This work will be done for you, not about money. This impeccable answer satisfied the master, and he praised him not only for his good skills, but also for his good people. The young man was happy in his heart, so he served the master even harder, serving tea and pouring water for a while, and asking the master if he wanted to eat fruit. This level of carefulness directly captured the master's heart. The master seemed to see some clues and said that the young man was definitely not a nurse. The guy nodded quickly. He glanced at the sleeping Baifume and was about to secretly tell the master his true identity. Then he quietly lay down in the master's ear. "Master, your acting skills are too good." Unexpectedly, before he finished speaking, the master snored. The young man shouted a few times, "Master! Sir?" But the master still didn't respond. This can suffocate the young man, and he can't say it when he says it, and he doesn't feel uncomfortable putting anyone aside. The young man looked at the sleeping Baifume. "I suddenly had an idea in my heart." Then he sat on the sofa, covered the same quilt as Baifume, and fell asleep happily. But what he didn't know was that Baifume had been pretending to be asleep. The young man's meticulous care for his grandfather made her very happy. Full of happiness instantly surged into his heart, and his head rested on the young man's shoulder. Early the next morning, the guy's rival Tianhan came to visit his grandfather. "Tianhan, when did you arrive?" "Your dad called me here, I just arrived." Baifume guessed that her father would definitely come. She knew that her father had always looked down on the young man, and he would definitely not give him a good face when they met, so she quickly woke up the young man and asked him to find a place to avoid it first. Unexpectedly, before the guy went out, he bumped into his father who had just come in. "Let's not come." The guy immediately greeted him with a smile, but his hot face was stuck on his cold butt. "Don't let outsiders in casually in the future." "What adult? Why are you not aware of safety precautions at all?" On this day, Baifume learned from her colleagues that the reason why the young man was racing with Tianhan was because he regarded Tianhan as a rival. When the young man came over with the shooting results to ask for credit, Baifume, who knew the truth, said 8 big words extremely coldly: "There is still room for improvement, and comrades still need to work hard." "I've worked hard. Why should you praise and praise?" Baifume gave the guy a big roll of his eyes, indicating that the guy had learned from the past. The confused guy thought about it and didn't make a mistake today. "It means that you and Tianhan are drag racing, and the current ticket is still lying on my desk." "Hey, my heart hurts. It should be me who feels distressed, right? That money is deducted from my salary." "Hey, you figure it out, I'm your boss, you're my subordinate, we're in the same boat, and our interests are connected, so your money is mine, and my money is still mine. You are fined whether you pay for it, I am fined or you pay, understand?" Now the guy was stunned. It makes sense, but it seems I've always been losing money. He was obviously the one who was punished. What does it have to do with Baifume? Baifume's logic almost put the guy in a dead loop. With his IQ of 249 plus 1, he was completely crushed by Baifume. Baifume thinks that the young man's drag racing behavior is extremely naive. First, Tianhan and I are young, I treat him as a sister, she treats me as a buddy, and we just sleep in the same bed. It is absolutely impossible for anything to happen. Second, what's the use of my dad liking her? Who I like is king. The next day, Baifume came to find the guy. She changed her previous spicy style and greeted the guy with a smile. He even took a lot of delicious food to please the guy. The young man knew at a glance that Baifume was not a good fart, and when the food came to his mouth, he was stunned and didn't dare to speak. "You should talk about things first." It turned out that Baifume planned to change the old shooting mode in the past and prepared to engage in a real-time capture. "You have to give me some other stimulation." "Tell me, what's the stimulus?" "What thorns?" "It's just to stimulate it." "Exciting, right?" "Hey, no, you misunderstood." Originally, the guy was living a happy life with his girlfriend. Unexpectedly, in order to break them up, the old man sent the young man's rival Tianhan to live together. If there is no place to sleep, set up a tent at home. What's even more excessive is that the father-in-law also asked his girlfriend and Tianhan to get along well in front of the young man. "You two get along well. Ha ha ha, let's go." In the face of the humiliation of his father-in-law, the young man did not dare to be angry or speak. He never expected that his dignified Siberian wolf would end up in such a situation. 110. There are strangers setting up tents at my house, you don't care. The next day, he saw 2 colleagues dressed like black and white in the company. "What festival are you celebrating?" "Halloween. It's the most popular holiday for young Americans." "Oh, I'm going. You two dress like black and white, do you want to live together?" "Who is with him?" Suddenly I thought of the American rival in the tent. The young man knew that the conditions of his rival Tianhan were far better than his, and if they were allowed to get along every day, in the end, he would be empty. So in order to protect love, he found a roommate in the shared apartment and discussed how to get rid of his rival. Unexpectedly, the roommate directly lost the decision to his cousin. Just choose Xiaoying, I will listen to her. The young man turned his head and found his cousin to explain his intentions. You are still a girl's family. You want to go to the bathroom when you sleep, go in and out. It's too inconvenient to have a tent in the house. Hey, why don't you go and tell Tianhan and let her move away? We have no problem, really. But the cousin also said that it didn't matter, and pushed the decision to the guy's girlfriend. The guy knows that his rival and girlfriend are small. Naturally, his girlfriend didn't want to drive him away. So he convened a family meeting and raised his hand to vote on Tianhan's stay. During the meeting, the young man made a generous statement, saying that he was all enthusiastic, but everyone played their own games and didn't listen at all. When it came to the voting session, the guy agreed with Tianhan's request, please raise your hand. Girlfriend and Tianhan raised their hands one after another. You put it down. You don't count. Why don't I count? Do you Americans take into account the attitude of prisoners when convicting them? It seems that it is not necessary. That's right, so you don't count. At this time, Tianhan said that his roommate and cousin had not yet expressed their position. As a result, both of them did not like to offend people and abstained. The vote instantly became 1:1. Seeing that the battle situation was at a stalemate, just when everyone didn't know what to do, Tianhan's words went to the young man's heart. No matter how I hear it, it's all about money. No, it has nothing to do with money. If it's a matter of money, I can pay the rent. What about utility bills? I'll pay. I have covered the property, parking, and gas bills. Sister, think about it carefully, you calculate clearly, this is at least 5,000 yuan a month. I'll pay 6,000. At this time, the guy talked about other living expenses, and the implication was that 6,000 yuan was not enough. I'm talking about dollars. This happiness came too quickly. As soon as the guy heard the dollar, his eyes lit up instantly, and his attitude came to a 180-degree turn. It is said that it is not about money, why are you so stubborn? It's because there are too many people and the air is not good, and I'm afraid your body won't be able to stand it. But you have agreed, and I have no objection. Pay before the 3rd of each month, and the card number will be given to you later. Hey, dead ghost. The young man's wave of operations really blinded Tianhan's small eyes. On this day, the guy came back but saw Tianhan packing his things. Instantly thought he was going to move out. Are you packing your things and leaving? When I asked, I found out that my girlfriend's parents were coming over, and he didn't want to see them, so he wanted to hide. What is he here for? How do I know? Anyway, you help me block it. You have to hide, you go out to hide. How can you hide here? It's too late, he'll be there soon. Then, what did he tell him when he arrived? Just say I'm not home. In the blink of an eye, there was a knock on the door. The guy hurriedly drove his colleagues, neither male nor female, to the tent. The couple never expected that. Only the poor guy was at home alone, and asked Tianhan why he was not at home. The young man rolled his eyes and hurriedly said, he may be here, he is not used to eating, he is not used to living, he is homesick, and he clamors to go back to the United States every day. My girlfriend's mother learned that Tianhan lived in a tent. I was about to get up to see what was going on, but the young man was so frightened that he quickly stopped. This tent can't move, it's very not strong, and it will fall down when you touch it. Then I should not do it. My girlfriend's father was not very relieved to see anyone, so he planned to make a phone call. Hey, don't fight. He didn't bring a phone. The two who didn't see anyone were ready to get up and leave. However, at this moment, the ringtone of the mobile phone came from the tent. The guy really poked the hearts of both of them. The two unaware were about to answer the phone when the tent was opened. Seeing this scene, several people looked at each other. His girlfriend's father also thought that Tianhan had a special habit. When the guy went to find his girlfriend, he met his sworn enemy with a big mouth. The two tore up as soon as they met. Before parting, the big-mouthed man also gave the guy a piece of advice. He said that there is no shortage of men around his white, rich and beautiful girlfriend, especially those who eat soft rice like you. These words deeply stimulated the young man. After returning to the studio, he complained directly to his colleagues. He insisted that I fell in love with Mimi's money. That's right, you are making beautiful money. Okay, you can make money and be with Mimi, the best of both worlds. The words of his colleague made the young man have an idea in his heart. After returning home in the evening, the guy saw that his girlfriend was still busy pulling sponsorships, so he asked, is money that important? The girlfriend said that money is of course very important, and without money, even an otaku can't do it. His girlfriend's words hit the depths of the guy's heart. As the saying goes, the speaker is unintentional, and the listener is intentional. If he doesn't have money, is he qualified to have love? Of course there is, but it's better to have money. His girlfriend's words hit the guy again. I said you've been doing it every day lately, what's wrong? Why is it money every day? The young man turned around and left angrily. The next day he found his rival and asked how much property his family had. This is a very privacy issue in the United States. I don't borrow money from you, mainly because I want to know what Mimi's dad likes about you. Maybe the conditions at home are similar. At this moment, he realized that the rival and his girlfriend were a good match. But he only cares about his girlfriend's heart. Is it he or money that matters? At this time, his girlfriend happened to return home, and as soon as she entered the door, she announced good news: the online competition was about to sign a contract with the investor. Hearing this, the rival also became happy. It means that only money can solve all problems. This sentence once again stimulated the guy. Money, 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 come back and talk about money. Can you talk about something else? Have you had a grudge against money recently? Why are you anxious when you mention money? Who is in a hurry? Am I in a hurry? Am I the kind of person who is anxious for money? Really? The next day, the guy went to the company to find a girlfriend, but unexpectedly met a big mouth man again. From now on, all the money you earn will come from me. The young man was angry after hearing this. He knew the character of the big mouth man. He asked his girlfriend why she cooperated with this kind of person. His girlfriend said that she also knows that the big mouth man is a scumbag, but the competition needs sponsorship, and she only cares about who is willing to invest, not about character. I'll tell you the truth, that's a liar. He can work with you. He must have bad intentions. He might want to do something. The girlfriend said that it was all done according to normal procedures, and she didn't think there was anything wrong, and said that the young man should have a better attitude when he sees people in the future. These words instantly ignited the anger in the young man's heart. Are you doing it for money now, and you don't even believe my words? The guy really didn't expect that his girlfriend would rather trust the big mouth man than him for money. The girlfriend explained that the company has not been profitable, and now it has finally started to make money, and she can't let go of this opportunity. This has nothing to do with whether you trust or not. Money, money, money. You, why are you always with money endlessly? Are you telling the truth? Is it for money? Do you want to set the money of this VC son? It's going to be decided. Okay, then I'll quit. My girlfriend knew that it was a big mouth man who intervened. It led to the separation of the guy and his ex-girlfriend. She saw that the guy reacted so violently, thinking that the guy was still thinking about his ex-girlfriend. It has nothing to do with Yang Yang. Then why have you always rejected him? I told you too, I'm different from Yang Yang. It's the same, they all love money so much. The guy whose self-esteem was hurt went back to the studio to vent and destroyed all the photos. After venting, the guy immediately decided to go to another place to shoot on location. On this day, Baifume's online flight attendant competition press conference was held as scheduled. However, she never expected that her sister Wenwen would be caught by the big mouth man and let her ruin Baifume's press conference. However, because of Wenwen's remarks, the press conference failed. Baifume never expected such a result. The next day, the big mouth man went to Baifume's company, saying that because the behavior of Baifume's employees directly led to the failure of the press conference, and also damaged the reputation of the sponsor, demanding the termination of cooperation with Baifume and claiming compensation according to the contract. The contract stipulates that the sponsorship amount is 300,000 yuan, and the claim for breach of contract is 10 times, which is 3 million. Baifume pondered for a night, and finally understood that all this turned out to be a set for herself by a big mouth man. When he was thinking of a way, the big mouth man was extremely happy to give. Baifume brought good news, saying that after his efforts, the investor decided to give up the claim, but wanted to invest in Baifume's company for an amount of 3 million. At this time, Baifume no longer believed in the big mouth man at all, and refused without hesitation. The poor guy rushed back as soon as he learned the news, and he planned to help his girlfriend breathe a bad breath. Are you looking for Mr. Sun Xiaojie? Yes. Who are you? I'm his grandfather. Grandson. Xiaoyong. When the poor boy saw the big mouth man, he began to raise an army to ask for forgiveness and warned him to stop in time, otherwise he would never let him go when he found evidence of his ghosting. But the big mouth man has been in the mall for many years, and he is not a fuel-efficient lamp. He even said harshly, if you can't get the money within a week, then see you in court. If you really want to. If you meet me expresses your love, you can take out 3 million to help her solve the problem, instead of yelling at me like a long-tongued woman, and doing things to me. The poor guy didn't expect that his girlfriend owed so much money. There was no way to take the big mouth man, so he could only leave in disgrace. Unexpectedly, the next day, his girlfriend's company received 1.6 million remittances, which solved the urgent need. For this charcoal in the snow, the first thing my girlfriend thought of was her cousin. But when she called, she found out it wasn't just my cousin who sent money, because my cousin only raised 330,000 yuan, which means that I don't know who called the remaining 1.3 million. At this time, my girlfriend thought of her rich father again. When the girlfriend heard that her father did not pay her, hurry up and ask the finance to find out who called. My girlfriend learned from the finance that the person who paid her was a man named Jean Dafu. The name of this head of the household is Jean Dafu. However, she did not know her. Just when she was puzzled, the finance finally remembered. The poor guy's studio once used the name Kim Dabak to send money. After some inquiry, I found out that it was the photographer's remuneration. At this time, the girlfriend understood everything and hurried to the poor guy's studio. Isn't this Jean Lee's studio? This kid transferred the store to me. As a result, I found out that the studio had been sold by the poor guy, and he picked up a big bargain for the other party in vain. Just when his girlfriend was anxious, he happened to meet a poor young man's colleague. Why did he transfer this? Why? Why don't you know? Don't go, make your words clear. Isn't it because of you? I said a long time ago that he would be fine with you. Now it's good, the store is gone, and even those cameras are gone. At this time, she knew that the poor boy who had been frugal was trying to help her pay off her debts. Not only did he transfer the studio, but he also sold all the antique cameras that had been treasured for many years. On the day of the photo session, all 3 people in the studio cried. At this time, the girlfriend knew that the poor guy had given up so much for herself. Scenes of the two falling in love and knowing each other flashed in my mind. The girlfriend secretly vowed to get the poor guy back. After everyone's help, I finally found out where the poor guy was. When his girlfriend appeared in the lens of the poor guy was also very surprised. However, his girlfriend came up and asked him why he gave up his dream. Photography is your dream. You have sold the shed and the machine now. Do you think you are great at doing this? I do. Can you control you? The poor guy didn't want to explain at all, so he turned around and was about to leave. Do you know that you are simply stupid? You have nothing now. What are you pretending to be high here? Pretend to run away from home. You're the dumbest big fool in the world. You are simply stupid and hopeless. At this moment, the poor guy was extremely ecstatic in his heart. He didn't expect his girlfriend to care so much about him. But the big man's self-esteem still drove him forward. You came so far to find me, just to scold me. His girlfriend looked at him distressedly. I don't just scold you, I'll beat you too. Waving his pink fist, he shyly hit the poor guy's chest. Seeing that the poor guy did not resist, his girlfriend lay in his arms. However, in the next second, the poor guy pushed his girlfriend away. Buy new clothes. Am I or is the camera important? My girlfriend was so angry that she turned around and was about to leave. You matter. Do you still hug me? If you want to hug you, be serious. I'm very serious, so I put down the things in my hand. It turns out that the most touching thing in this world is never a throw of money, but an unreserved sincerity. Do you want to hug me? Hug. But you have to say it first. If you want to hug it, you will hug it for the rest of your life.